Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is Miracle if you're new here, population me, or if you are returning, hello and welcome back. This is a little check-in video for everyone who's probably wondering what is going on in my life outside the mini vlogs and whatever I'm posting these days, because I honestly don't remember the last thing I posted, and I know it's over 40 minutes, so that was fun. But hello, this is a little check-in because, as you know, I was laid off late October. I almost forget. And I have been looking for employment since. How has that process been going for me? Have I found anything? Is there anything out there for me? Do I even care? Have I tried? Am I giving up? So we're answering all those questions today in my haven't had a sit-down video where I actually sat down and did something in a minute, which is good because I'm having variety. But to start off, for those who don't know, hello, I was recently laid off a month and a half ago in October, and I've been looking for a similar job in the tech field, whether consultant, business analysis, project management, anything similar to that. How is the market right now? It is pretty bad, I would say, but I am getting a lot of responses. So the main websites I don't use is LinkedIn, Indeed, and I guess Monster Hiring or Simply Hiring. What's the next big one? I don't use those because it's ass. I did use not LinkedIn. I used Indeed one time, and I'm pretty sure they sent my number to spam people because instantly I got random spam calls a few days later. Don't use Indeed. They will mess up your phone. I don't know why they do that. But the websites I have been using that have been really good help is Hiring Cafe. They do job scraping. So they actually take the jobs from the actual websites of companies and they put it on their website. Now, it is not that comprehensive. So you will have to go out your way to do more. That's the biggest one. I did use Built in Tech Chicago because I live in Chicago. It has mainly tech jobs on there. I used it for a little while, but then I started realizing they have a lot of reposted jobs. So it became really easy to figure out that they do not have jobs that I actually thought were going to be a week later or a week old. It might be several months old and they just reposted it last week. So that wasn't good. Another website I used was Well Found. That is a startup website that you can just apply to jobs, but instead of them literally sending you to an application or even to the website for a company, they just have you apply on that website, which nowadays I'm a little more sketchy of because I feel like if I'm applying on your website, I don't think it's going to them because when I applied to a bunch of jobs on Well Found, I did not get a single rejection and obviously no interview. So I definitely stopped using them after I exhausted my options on that website a month ago. But I did use that for a while. I also didn't like it because every single job, you have to send a paragraph of why you're good for the job. And I'm just like, are you actually sending this to them? It makes no sense. But you also can't update your resume for them. Each resume you send out, you're supposed to tailor it. It won't let you tailor. So you send out the same resume no matter what. I did not like that. So that was another website I used, but I didn't like it. Another website I used was Dice.com. I did not know Dice was pretty much as bad as LinkedIn, but they technically have a lot of tech jobs in there that you can find stuff. It's not a job board basically. But I did a little scooping because I wanted to know if they were legit and real, and I went on one application on their website and I cross-checked it with the actual jobs, corporation site for careers. They did not have the career on there. So I instantly realized, another thing I realized, some of the jobs that Dice would have on there actually went towards another job board. So you will click on a job thinking you're applying for associate manager or whatever, right? And you will go on the website of the company because you're like, oh, let me see if they have it there. That company is a job board. So they're sending information to a job board. And no, that job board is not hiring for software developers. So they're just sending it just to send it. Oh, yeah, don't use Dice.com. I'm realizing I might have changed the title of this YouTube video, but I'll keep it the same. Another website I used for a hot minute was Handshake. Handshake's a powerful platform that college students use to get on careers in campus. So that's why I use one with the college. They're only good, in my opinion, when you're looking for a job on campus. Otherwise, it is dog shit. I've never once had a rejection or even an interview from jobs on there. But I always had emails of people being like, oh, this person thinks you're really good for this job. This recruiter wants to talk to you about this. And they never wanted to talk to me about a job that I was good for. It was just some basic job. They knew my major, so they just sent it out to everyone. It's so annoying. But even out of college, it's still dog shit. I use it mainly just to see what what companies are on there because I can't get on every single company, just, off the top of my head. So if I see a company that has a good position, I go on the website instead of going Handshake. But Handshake sucks. Don't use Handshake. It always has. I don't know why it was never good, but it never was, which is so weird to me. Like, why didn't I, like, why would you lie about what you, anyway, that can be said about a lot of websites. But anyway, a current one that I'm using right now is called greenhouse.io. They are, well, I'm gonna do both. Greenhouse.io and Ashby. That is A-S-H-Y, no, scratch that. That is A-S-H-B-Y. They are both college board, not college board. They are both job boards, similar to how Workday is used for a lot of application building. I know we all hate Workday. I do too. It's not fun to make an application in 2 seconds, but they are a simpler form of that. So you don't have to log in. You just go instantly into like uploading your resume, put your information in, and then you just click send. They also have jobs on there for like their own website, I guess, and I've applied on there. And they also take jobs from other websites because they also do job scraping, but only from the company, not from like another job board, which is nice. Now they have like 10 jobs on there, so I wouldn't put everything in your basket for that website or for the Ashby's website, but they were really good, and I like the website, and it's very slick. It's very pretty. Okay, and now currently again, my current website I'm using, it is Google. Google has Google Jobs, right? And you can type in what position you want, tell them where you want it in. So for me, it would be Chicago, right? The salary, you can say salary probably because it doesn't have any filters on Google. I don't know why, but it's Google. So you're expecting a lot from a website that won't give you real results anyway. But I don't apply through Google. You also can't do that. They just take you to like LinkedIn, one of the many job boards that a job will have. So let's say you do United Airlines for some reason, right? And you have like associate manager on there. You're not going to apply through one of their links like, oh, apply through this website or this and this and this. You're going to go all the way to the bottom and you're going to find where it says unitedairlines.com or .org or whatever. You can click on it. You're going to look it up yourself. That's the easiest way. So how has that been going for me? So if you've been keeping in touch with what I've been doing the last month or so, or maybe never, but who knows? I have been streaming like it was like twice a week at one point. I think I stopped because I just got bored. But I was applying for jobs. I think I got bored of streaming, but I'm gonna go back on it eventually. I was streaming like 4 hours, and in those 4 hours, I would apply for jobs. And in those number of hours, I applied to around 10 jobs per stream, which is pretty low considering it is 4 hours. And I'm applying for 10 jobs. And those are like new companies I've never touched before, not companies I'm going back into the reservoir and being like, hey, have I applied to these jobs? Does Capital One have new positions? I don't know that because I'm not checking. I also no longer track my applications anymore because it's too much work. I'm not gonna lie to you, it's too much work. I did like 10 in 4 hours, and I did not want to track any one of them because then if you get like a rejection, which I have many times at this point, you have to go in your tracker and say rejection. It's like, I don't want to do all that. Like, I'm not going to get that many interviews. I feel like just statistically, I'll get more rejections than interviews. So I feel like I'll remember which one I got an interview from, because those are the ones you have to like reach back out to in case you need to get a new interview or you need feedback or whatever, versus me being like, here's my 20th rejection of the day. Let me just put it in here. Like, no, I don't want to do all that. So I just stopped doing it. So I had a whole Notion board. I had everything. Just assume majority to all those jobs on there said no to me, because it is funny though, because to this day I'm still getting jobs from when I applied like July, August, when I initially was applying for jobs. I'm still getting rejections from those days, and it's like, okay, no, I kind of assumed I wasn't getting those jobs. You didn't reply to me after like a month. So it is what it is. No hard feelings, because that's why I delete rejection. I don't care. I don't want to see it. We keep pushing, we keep moving, we keep, getting through it. But currently, with how many jobs I've applied right now, I think I applied, if I had to ballpark it, probably like 50 to 70 jobs at this point, maybe, because I've streamed at least 5 times, and each time was like 10 jobs, and outside of that, I did 10 jobs at least like 4 at a time. 70 is about right. Out of those 70 jobs, how many have I actually got an interview for? To give you guys a little more insight, when I was applying for jobs, I applied for part-time or full-time, meaning that those jobs were just going to be like a placeholder, part-time money, or if it was a full-time position, it was a full-time for like a job that I did not want to stay in for very long. It was just to hold me over until I got like the job I'm looking for, right? So if I'm doing like barista, or I'm working at your favorite store. That's not because I want to stay there all the time. I'm there because I need money and I need something to hold me over until my next role. So I would say part-time, full-time, because there were some full-time roles I actually did see that were part of like the placeholder. So I would say like seasonal jobs, for example, but they're not seasonal, but we're gonna call them seasonal. We have seasonal jobs, and then we have actual jobs, like actual careers, let's call it that. Out of all the jobs I've applied to in total, how many of those jobs did I get as an interview? Now, currently, I'm gonna do it in my head because I think I have the number. I had 1, 2, 3, I would say 3 career jobs that I had within the last month, right, as interviews. One of them actually is coming up tomorrow, so that's very exciting. And then in terms of part-time or seasonal or full-time placeholders, I had 1. Now, that is combining all of them. I had 1 seasonal placeholder job. That's great, wonderful, as an interview. And then I had just like 1 career training job that was more of like, we can build your skills, upskill you, give you certification. That's 1 as well. But we keep that in the back of our heads because it's one of those, if I can't find anything for real, then yeah, I'll apply to you, you know. So out of those 4 total, how many offers did I get? So that's a bit tricky to answer because with 2 of them, with one of them, I'm pretty sure I got a rejection because they just took too long. Oh wait, no, I didn't count the assessments. So I had 3 talking to me interviews and I had 2 assessments, right? And that makes 5. 5 actual interviews I had that was career options, and then 1 placeholder. So then out of the 5 careers, how many came back to me and said, moving on to the next round? So 2 of the assessments, I'm pretty sure I just got a no. Well, one of them I got a no because they didn't never reply back to me after like 3 weeks. So I assume it's a no. Another one, I instantly just say it's a no because I don't trust myself with these assessments. So it's a no. Another one was a phone interview. First one, it took them like 3 to 4 weeks to reach back to me. And I'm pretty sure they just rejected me because they told me it'll take 2 weeks. I'm gonna say that's a no. So right now I have 2 right here that I'm waiting for. One of which I did yesterday. Another one I'm doing tomorrow. So we still have 2 more chances. I'm still having a bunch more jobs to apply to, but 2 more chances. Okay. And then for the placeholder, how did that go? So placeholder job, you guys might have seen the video if you even watch my shit anymore. If you haven't, it's right over here or here. If you want to go watch it, it's like 4 minutes, I know. And that was a job I was going for. It wasn't a career job. It looked fancy. I know the building, it's a headquarters building, actually. It looks really nice. That was a job I was going for. It was a placeholder job. I had to go in person for the interview, which is interesting to say the least. But for this one, I actually did get the interview, and that happened like a week ago. And now you're wondering, oh my God, did you get it? Whatever. Yes, this is the update video for what happened last week. I did get that job. Amazing. Congratulations. I'm like, oh my gosh. It's amazing. I love it. I love money. I love having this job. But we cannot be complacent. I had this job. I signed the offer letter. I don't know when I start. But the thing is also full-time, like it's full-time pay and everything, which is fine. I mean, obviously it's a placeholder for a reason. So we have to keep pushing on with the ones that's career-based. But it's nice to have something work out for me, right? So that is in the bag right now. And I'm happy to have it and everything like that and grateful, yada, yada, yada. But for a career, what am I doing to like push more out? So here's the things I'm not doing because I don't want to, or I've seen it not work, or it's waste of time, or the holidays coming up so no one cares. One, I'm not making cover letters. I'm not doing that. It's too much work. There's too many to make. You can apply to like 1 million jobs a day, but if you have to apply with a cover letter, that is at least half of your jobs down, right? It's not worth it, in my opinion. It's just not worth it, especially since I'm getting interviews without having a cover letter. Now, if you really want a job and it requires it, obviously you have to go for it. If it doesn't require it, but you really want that job, sure, it's up to you. I don't care if you do it anyway. I just won't, because personally it's too much to go for, and they already asked you a bajillion and 1 questions that I'm like, you can probably figure it out through what I have plus a resume. I gave you a lot of information just for them to be like, and a cover letter. It's like, for what? I don't know. Wasted my time, but if you want to do it, perfect. That's 1. 2, I don't reach out on LinkedIn for the hiring managers to like look at my stuff, right? For 2 reasons, right? 1, because LinkedIn does not allow you to message people unless you connect with them first, or you have what is it called? LinkedIn Premium. So you can't actually contact a lot of people even if they are a hiring manager and you're just trying to be like, hey, I sent out this resume, right? I heard that's a really good way to like get people to like look at your stuff faster or whatever, but like I'm not paying for LinkedIn Premium just to talk to people on a site, so I don't do it for that reason. But the other reason is there's too many people who do it nowadays. I'm not sure if it's oversaturated. I could be hoping here, but I think a lot of people do it. That's why a lot of people you see on Open to Work on LinkedIn have premium, right? Because they're actively contacting recruiters and actively contacting hiring managers. I'm not going to do that. I just don't want to. I feel like it's easier to do that than the cover letter, but I also don't want to overwhelm them with like another person. Even if we're all doing the same thing for the exact same reason, which is to get a job, I don't really do that, right? And that goes with the next thing I'm going to say, which is referrals. I have people I can get for referrals, and I would, obviously let them help me because I would like the help, and I would like to have help, obviously. But in terms of getting more referrals, people say go on LinkedIn and ask someone, be nice to them, and then be like, hey, can I have a referral for this company? I'm not doing all that. Because that's, once again, you have to connect with them first, and then you have to be able to message them or get LinkedIn Premium and then do all that work. And I'm not. I just can't. Like, I tried it out with like one person. It took weeks before I got someone to connect with me. And in my opinion, I'm not waiting weeks to apply to like a job or like a role that I know is probably going to end like at the end of the month or something, or we'll have like 100 more applications by the time I get there. So I'm not going to risk it. Also, nowadays, girls can only push you so far. They only push you like halfway to like a top of the list. I don't want to wait to apply to certain roles if it means having to wait for someone to connect back with me, accept my message, and then hope they give me a referral because I'm talking sweet to them. So I don't really do all that. But for people I already have, that's a lot easier because then I can just ask them and it'd be a lot better. And I have friends who have worked in different industries, so that's also a lot easier. So those are things I haven't been doing. What I have been doing is, outside of using those different job boards, I've also been just going on my resume. As you guys know, I've used my resume. I've tailored it every single time I had a job. Also, I was really lazy and I did not do that because I was really lazy. But I also have a career coach now, which is quite nice. And I use their resume builder as a way to see if mine looks something similar, if I want to change something, if I want to do anything different. Now, granted, this career coach came with my old company. They give it to us, which is really nice. I personally, in my personal opinion, while a career coach is nice and is useful, I sometimes feel like they say things that's a little bit obvious or a little bit outdated. Because they recently have a resume builder and I've been using that to make my own resume, but the template was kind of different and the information they put on there was sort of rudimentary, which means really basic or really beginner. Now, granted, for certain jobs, I would like it to be rudimentary because you don't want someone to like look at your words and be like, wow, a lot of big words they're using. But at some point, it feels like I didn't do enough in a role for you to use these small words. And I mean, I would use it to apply for jobs, but I think in terms of my resume getting interviews versus their resume getting interviews, because I've used both, I feel like mine is doing a better job at the moment. But obviously, I didn't get more time for the career coaches interviews to do better. But I'm using their services. Outside of that, I've been going to a lot more in-person job fairs, which surprisingly there has been a few, and there's another one tomorrow. If you're watching this, it's on Wednesday. Okay, so there's no one tomorrow. I think there's another one at a college, like a small community college. So it might not be like the jobs I'm looking for, but like it's free and I have time. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've been doing that for the last few videos. You guys probably see me going to like a job fair, interview, job fair. That's what I've been doing. Okay, I've been finding them on not LinkedIn. That's funny though. On Eventbrite. That's the quickest way I find them. Meetup.com. They have good ones. They also have really bad ones. So I would say do research before you just join any random job fair. And then Google, right? Make sure it's free. I don't like paying for job fairs. Some of them are worth it, but I think for how much they ask you just to hopefully get a job, I don't know. If you want to spend that money, you spend that money. I heard it's worth it for some people, but me personally, I've never had to. I'll keep it that way. So I'm not a job fair tomorrow. I would try to make a video about it as best I can, like I did last time. Hopefully it's a little bit bigger than last time, but we will see how that goes. So that is my quick and easy update. I like to say quick and easy, but it probably was like 20 minutes, which is better than the other videos that are like 4. So that is going well. But so far, so good. I have heard someone say that because it's close to the holidays, a lot more people are trying to push out more interviews because a lot of recruiters need to reach their quota. And if that's true, that makes sense, because a lot of these interviews I'm getting was from the end of November to like now. So I believe it very much so. If anything, it is really nice to know that that is even the case, because everything I laid out at the right perfect time. So yay me, I guess. But this is where I'm gonna end. Thank you guys so much for listening to me, for watching my videos. I hope you guys have a safe holiday, safe Christmas, safe New Year's. I will still be here. I'm just saying it now in case I don't later. But I will see you guys later. Bye.